if you have a small YouTube channel and you're struggling to grow it, whether it's subscribers, monetization, or views, or maybe you haven't even monetized yet and you're still chasing those 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, or maybe you haven't even started because you think you've missed your chance, this video is for you. Remember that this video will have a complete mind map with everything we're gonna cover here, so there's no need to worry about taking notes. Just pay attention until the end of the video and leave your questions in the comments. I'll also give you a presentation so you can dive deeper into this topic, all right? Just comment below, what problem are you facing? Are you trying to monetize but haven't managed to yet? Have you monetized but you're not making much money? Or maybe you're afraid to get started? Comment below and I'll help you out. I'll answer your questions. I brought in a specialist, one of the top Americans, who already earns hundreds of thousands of dollars, has hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and he made a video exactly about this. As I always say, I have 10 YouTube channels, 9 of them monetized, 5 in Portuguese, 5 in English, and recently I created one in German and one in Spanish using artificial intelligence. So now that makes 12 channels. How do I do that? I'll also talk about that during the video, all right? So let's get right to it. 3, 2, 1, go!
Last month I spent 6 hours editing a 5-minute video that got 700 views, and I'm supposed to know what I'm doing on YouTube. So if you're looking at your channel and wondering if anyone besides that pigeon that poops on your window every day cares about your digital existence, then congratulations. You've managed to reach the level of a small channel. And no, you're not alone. In fact, you're part of the biggest secret club in the world. We're in a union, you and I. We are a legion. We are creators. And even the...
Well, sort of, right? Because he doesn't have a small channel, does he? Unless he has other channels, right?
Yeah. Half the time we have no idea what we're... So let's talk about that. This is how it usually goes. And tell me if this sounds familiar. You have an idea. You record it. And maybe you remember to turn on the microphone. Phew, you spend half your waking life editing that video, but you finally upload it to YouTube. Then for the next 3 hours, you frantically refresh the page. 0 views, 0 views, 0 views. 1 view, you go check who it was, and it's your dog.
That's how it is in the beginning, folks. That's how it is at the start. Now, even on my German channel and my Spanish channel, the first video actually performed pretty well, but it's something like 5 views, then 15 views, then 30 views. But in the beginning, sometimes the first video doesn't get any views because YouTube still wants to see if the channel is serious, so it gives you very little reach. If you have a good thumbnail, a good title, if you talk about something that's trending, something people are talking about, or if you chose the topic well, then maybe you can perform well right from the start.
And this is where 90% of people give up. This isn't because these people are bad at YouTube. It's because no one told them that this is normal. Every big channel you admire has also gone through a period of digital silence at some point. Mr. Beast took years before anyone noticed. MKBHD used to record tech reviews with a terrible camera. And do you know what I used to edit my first 500 videos? Windows Movie Maker 2.3. What a wonderful editor that was, right? So if you're still here, still trying, still posting videos, you're already doing better than most. After all, isn't this what growth looks like? It's just disguised as pain. And let's clear something up. This pain isn't because your channel is being shadow banned. YouTube isn't secretly keeping your channel hostage in a basement. And no YouTube Karen has reported your channel to block all your videos.
Shadow banned, folks, for those who don't know, is a theory that goes like this. You already have a channel, it's performing well, and you say, I finally made it. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, after a few months doing really well, growing, you say, now I'm going to retire. Then suddenly it drops. Then the next month it drops even more. And the following month it drops even more because a healthy growth chart, looks like this. It goes up, then drops a little, then goes up again, drops a little. But each drop is still higher than the previous one. So it goes like this, like this, like this, and keeps growing. Some videos end up going viral. I've had videos that got over 2 million views. I've hit the mark a few times. So it really spikes, then it drops, which is obvious, right? Because it went viral, but with regular videos, it goes like this. But with shadow banning, what happens it drops, then it drops again and keeps dropping. You can see that YouTube isn't giving you reach. It's not giving you the same reach as before. And you start to believe you're on some kind of blacklist that YouTube is somehow holding you back. But in reality, it's probably because your topics are no longer as interesting to your audience. It's time for you to change your topic, update your visual identity, maybe broaden your audience, reach new people by talking about new subjects, and so on. Leave any questions you have in the comments below and I'll help you out. Let's go.
What's really happening is much less dramatic. YouTube, and even more importantly, your ideal audience simply doesn't know who you are yet. It's like showing up at Comic-Con in costume and expecting Marvel to just offer you a movie contract on the spot. So instead of panicking over your views, think like Sherlock Holmes. Every video you publish is like another clue, another test, another breadcrumb for the algorithm to discover. So people who binge watch productivity tips at 2 in the morning also enjoy minimalism videos on this channel. Note it. It's science, it's technology, it's psychology all mixed together, which makes YouTube seem like a temperamental teenager with a PhD and commitment issues.
For example, on my channel, I don't know if you're watching right now in Brazilian, Portuguese, Spanish, English, or German. But anyway, on my Maker Academy channel in Portuguese, for instance, there was a time when Elon Musk, who I even jokingly call the channel sponsor every time I make a video about Elon Musk, it does well. But there was a streak of 3 or 4 videos that surpassed 100,000 views. I said, wonderful. I'm going to change the channel's name to Elon Musk. All right, cool. And now, at this moment, while I'm recording, the hot topic is robot girlfriends, robot companions, robot friends, because, you know, guys say things like, wow, yeah, these women who only care about my money, now that's not going to be a problem because robots solve iTrobots, don't have PMS, robots do whatever I want. Then women will say things like, wow, I'm going to leave that loser because honestly, the robot will only say what I want to hear, will only please me, won't forget important dates like my birthday, our wedding anniversary, or when we started dating and so on. There are people marrying robots these days, just so you know. So the topics on my channel, in this case, both on Maker Academy in Brazil and on daily artificial intelligence in the United States, in English, which actually means any country that speaks English, not just the United States. Anyway, these are topics that kind of come and go. They have, let's say, their moments, right? There will be a time when those topics stop performing well, and then I'll find another topic. So you have to keep testing. I always say 80% should be topics that are already doing well on your channel, and 20% you take risks. You talk about new subjects. Let's keep going here.
Look, this is a safe space, so let's be honest with each other. You've probably already searched on Google, how long does it take for my YouTube channel to take off? More times than you've actually recorded video, right? Go ahead, admit it. The truth is, nobody knows. And if you want that really annoying answer we usually give, it depends. Actually, let me take that question and throw it back to you. What do you consider your YouTube channel taking off? Here's what I know. The only channels that don't grow are the ones that have stopped posting video. Now, I'm not saying you should post every single day like a caffeine-addicted squirrel. I wonder if there's actually a channel about caffeine-addicted squirrels on YouTube. But what I am saying is that consistency matters way more than perfection. For example, that video you almost didn't publish because the microphone sounded a bit off or the lighting was kind of weird. That might be the right video. And that's because YouTube is a momentum building machine. Yes, even if those videos are awkward, quiet, a bit embarrassing and make you want to scream into your pillow, let's talk numbers. And I'm not talking about the numbers that make you cry, but the ones you barely notice. Let's say 50 people watched your video and you think, whatever, that's the internet's interpretation. But let's put this into real life context. Imagine you walk into a room and there are 50 people sitting there ready to listen to you for 8-10 minutes. That's not a failure. It's like a mini TED Talk. We glorify big numbers, but we never really understand what each individual number means. Each view is so much more than that. It's a human being.
And I'll add to that because what happens, I have a mentorship program called AI Master Monetization. And there I teach my mentees how to build up to 10 sources of income. I have channels that even before monetization, were already making money. Why is that? Because you can sell products, you can sell consulting services. If you don't have your own product or consulting service, you can sell as an affiliate. For example, I use this. I have videos where I talk about which AIs I use for my native language and which AIs I use for international channels, which is a topic I focused on and very few people teach. But basically, it's like this. For example, I use a tool called HEYGEN where I create my avatars. There are videos of mine on other channels where it's my clone, but it's not actually me, right? My clone recorded the video, so I just wrote the script. And people don't know how I did that. I cloned myself. In fact, I have a video here on my channel where I teach how to clone. But anyway, so I recommend HEYGEN because it's an essential tool for the strategy I teach. And then I earn a commission because I recommended it. Got it? So you can recommend it as an affiliate. But anyway, out of my 10 channels, no 12, that's just one source of income. But anyway, what you need to keep in mind is that with 50 people, which would be 50 views, not counting your dad, your mom, your dog, you can make a sale. Another thing, you can bring in a partner when you start getting 100, 200, 300 views. You can already bring in a partner because you bring in a partner either to pay you to make the video, or maybe they give you some equipment, which in the beginning you really need, like a microphone. So you get the microphone in exchange for making a commercial for a microphone. You get the wireless mouse in exchange for making a commercial for the wireless mouse, right? That's the famous barter deal. So there are several ways to monetize, and you don't need to get 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, or 100,000 views on every video.
A potential fan, a loyal supporter, a possible collaborator, a subscriber who 6 or 7 months from now might comment first, but also, I was here when there were only 50 subscribers. This is real. This is community. This is growth. But having said all that, growth on YouTube isn't like a Marvel movie. Although, let me just double check that. Oh, there's no montage, no epic training sequence where suddenly your hair grows out and out of nowhere you get monetized. No.
All these things he's using, these special effects that keep us watching the video. I do that on my other channels too. It's artificial intelligence to create images, to create videos, to create voices. You can show up on camera or not, which is what's known as a dark channel, or you can appear as an avatar. I also have videos on YouTube teaching this as well. So basically, you use AI. In my mentorship, I always say that AI isn't going to like solve your problem. For you, you need to learn how to create, but it will help you come up with new ideas. It will help you. If you're shy and don't want to be on camera, you don't have to appear. If you don't have good lighting or good sound, you can use AI to improve the sound quality. Then you don't need money for a microphone. You can buy a green cloth, or do you think I have this wall here painted with $1 in YouTube, for example? You can use chroma key and so on.
YouTube is really more like that. The Office. Awkward, slow, full of people pretending they know what they're doing. But everyone keeps watching The Office, just like you need to keep showing up in your own YouTube office. And you keep trying and trying and trying until slowly but surely your channel becomes more than just a hobby. It becomes a voice, it becomes a true passion, and it turns into a great opportunity to positively impact people's lives. For every awkward moment in front of the camera, every time you fail another thumbnail A/B test, every time you record a 3-minute segment and forget to hit the record button, which I've done on several occasions, all of that counts as experience. So to switch movie franchises for a second, you're not Frodo after the ring has been destroyed. You're Frodo making that long, epic 12-hour trek. I never managed to enjoy Peter Jackson's movies, but if you want to keep going on YouTube, you have to step by step. I think everyone who's on this YouTube journey goes through a moment of self-discovery when they stop asking themselves, how do I get more views?
And it's a learning process, folks, because in the beginning, when you don't have money and your channel is still small, you're not investing yet. You don't have money to invest. So what happens? You have to learn how to improve your sound, even if you don't have a good microphone or lighting. Because today, besides the ceiling light back here, which actually isn't exactly on the ceiling, but look, there's 1 there, 2 there, 3 there, 4 there, plus the one here in the room. So there are 5 lights and 3 microphones, because I have 1 microphone here. I have a backup, and I also have another backup recording directly on the camera. So, I mean, you learn how to do things, show to edit, and later on you'll have an editor, how to create a script, and later you'll have a script writer to help you. So you start by learning how to do things with very little, and then you expand whether it's your team, your knowledge, or by using AI to help you. Or do you think I just got here? I make around 170 videos a month across my 10 or 12 channels, which I still need to get used to, right? Because I spent a long time saying I had 10 channels. So what does that mean? There are channels that have videos every day, right? Actually, I don't make videos on Sundays, right? 6 times a week. But there are channels that have videos every day, 6 times a week. But sometimes, there's an extra video if something happens. There are channels that post 3 times a week. There are channels that are now in Germany and Spain. So, I mean, you have to keep evolving. Yeah, YouTube is a school for entrepreneurship and skill development.
Instead, they start asking, how do I get care? Views come and go, but trust that stays. Over the years, I've repeated this phrase many times, but I'll say it again. Your job as a content creator is not to try to figure out how to game the YouTube algorithm. Your job is simply to show up, always be honest, be truly consistent, be just a little bit weird in a special way.
How many helmets does he have?
Well, this isn't Marvel or Lord of the Rings, right? Be the channel you'd like to find at 2 a.m. when you're endlessly scrolling. The one that understands, the one that says, hey, you're not crazy. You're just a creator in the making. So that's it. You're not alone. You just arrived early. And that's not a bad thing. After all, there's a legendary origin story, your story waiting to happen. Keep filming, keep posting, keep moving forward, even if you stumble. And when your channel inevitably blows up, I hope you make an epic documentary about this part of your journey, preferably in black and white with slow piano music.
Well, folks, it's not saturated. People, they change interest over time. When they're younger, they're interested in more entertainment. Later, they get more serious, want to become professionals, start working, and then they'll look for other topics. Then, when they start making some money, they begin to think, hey, now I'm going to watch investment content. And there are people being born and joining YouTube, and there are people whose interests are changing. So I have a channel with the topics I talk about today, and as I've gotten older, I started creating content in 2015, so that's 10-20 years of entrepreneurship, and now I'm turning 41. And so I'll have other channels. As I get older, the topics will change. Maybe I'll delegate some of them to younger people while I talk about other subjects. So just get started. It's not saturated. YouTube has been growing year after year. It has surpassed broadcast TV. Now, YouTube is investing heavily in television. People are watching TV. So don't worry. I'm going to leave a video now for you to see the AIs I use both on my native language channels and on my international channels. I'll leave the link here, and if you want to download the mind map and the presentation, I'll put the link in the video description and pin it in the first comment. You'll click, be directed to a website, and there you'll find all the instructions, all right? That's it. I'll see you in the next video. See you soon.